Lence ultra portable camping cot. This is it right here. It weighs a few pounds. It's pretty compact. I'm going to show you how to actually set it up, how the whole thing works. So it comes with this little pouch. They call it a pillow. There's a little bit of padding inside of it. It does unzip. You know, maybe stuff a t-shirt in it if you actually want to use it as a pillow. It's kind of a weak pillow, but the rest of the cot is cool. So we're going to go ahead and dump everything out, and I'll show you how it goes. So this is the actual sleeping surface right here. One end is stitched shut, the other end is open, and you'll notice that there's all these little holes along here. That's where the leg supports go through. So you want to be careful when you're putting the poles in, because they will want to pop out. I'd suggest putting it face down like yo. Get a pole together. It's pretty quick and easy. There's one, and if you stick it through the top where the holes aren't, it won't pop out, hopefully. So I'll stick this in. And there we go. There's one, and it just gets to the end. It does have these little tab things to like lock on the end of the leg, but you don't need it. All right, so we'll do one leg. Let's get the other. And these are just like your, you know, basic camping poles, but they're really rigid. They don't bend at all. I've had my kiddo in this and my wife in this, you know, jumping up and down. They claim it will support up to 350 pounds. I weigh about 180 pounds and haven't had any problems. Okay, so now that we've got the cot, the lengthwise poles put in, this is where we're going to put the cross supports, and that's these guys right here. Now and these just pop together like yo. Now there's some people saying that the cot falls apart if you put it on a surface that isn't perfectly even. I haven't had that problem, and I think it's either user error, the way they're putting it together, or it's a quality control thing. One of these poles I got, they need to go outwards so they can lock, and you'll see how that works in a second. But one of the poles I received, this was actually riveted into place facing the wrong direction. So when you put it on, it was just barely in place. And yes, if you breathe on it, it's going to fall apart. Moon Lence was great. I just took a picture of the problem. They sent me a replacement pole part right here that got here in 2 days. So I've had a lot of Moon Lence products, and they've always been good. So here, we'll put it together. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to lock one end like this. Whoops. And then just come across to the other end, keeping that in place. And here we'll move it around like that. Whoops. Lock it in like yo. And then just with a little force, this pops in, and voila, we're good to go. And we're just going to go across and do all 5 of them. Start at the bottom, go to the top. And it takes a little bit of effort. It's not terribly hard. I mean, I think women should have no problem doing it, but it does take a little bit of oomph to pop it into place. Like yo. 2 more to go. Bada boom. Right, like that. There, and finally the last one right here. Okay. Now, this is the cot, and it's not falling apart. This is by no means a perfectly flat surface right here, so it does stay together just fine. It'll support me. I mean, we'll get it in. Oh yeah. Oh, but see, it's not falling apart. Oh, it's pretty comfortable. So watch out, bud. So yeah, so that's that. It is. I don't know how people are saying it just falls apart on them, unless of course one of these poles is not facing out to grab this, and it's faced in, and they just kind of rested in place. So yeah, so if that happens, just tell Moon Lence, send them an email, they'll send you a new one. It was a bummer that I got one that was bad. I was able to just drill out the pit rivet, turn it around, and glue it in place. So now I actually have an extra pole, which is great. So yeah, so that's that. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask in the comments below. Thanks.